Hey there, Jell-O enthusiasts! Have you ever wondered why the wobbly goodness of Jell-O tends to put a smile on our faces? Allow us to delve into the first reason, the sensory delight of Jell-O. This jiggly dessert is more than just a sweet treat. It's an engaging multisensory experience. Its distinctive wobbling texture and movement are a feast for the senses, providing an unparalleled tactile sensation. The way it shivers and jiggles is not just visually entertaining, but also offers an unexpected auditory delight as it sloshes in our bowls. The sensory stimulation it provides can stimulate positive responses in our brains, as our senses of touch, sight, and sometimes even sound play with this wobbly wonder. The unique texture of Jell-O, combined with its playful movement, creates a sensory spectacle unlike any other. Just watching it jiggle can be oddly satisfying, don't you think? But it's not just about the way Jell-O moves. It's also about the memories it brings back. Picture this, a brightly colored bowl of Jell-O at a childhood birthday party or a family picnic. Remember the anticipation of waiting for it to set in the fridge, the delight of the first spoonful, and the laughter that followed as you tried to catch those slippery cubes with your spoon. For many, these are cherished memories, imbued with feelings of joy, warmth, and carefree fun. Jell-O, in its playful, wobbly form, has a unique way of transporting us back to these moments of simple happiness and innocence. It's more than just a dessert. It's a time machine to our younger, more carefree selves. The nostalgia that Jell-O evokes can be incredibly powerful, and it's this emotional connection that makes us smile. Those colorful, wiggly squares often remind us of carefree moments and good times, and that nostalgia factor can definitely bring a smile to our faces. Now, let's get a bit technical. We all know that Jell-O isn't your average dessert. It's unique, it's wobbly, it's jelly-like, and it's not something we encounter every day. This is where the novelty effect comes into play. Our brains are wired to respond to new stimuli. It's a survival mechanism that helps us adapt to changes in our environment. So when we see Jell-O with its unique texture and wobbling motion, our brains take notice. It's different, it's fun, and it's not something we usually experience with our regular solid foods. This novelty triggers our brains to release a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, including dopamine, which is often associated with pleasure and reward. This chemical reaction can lead us to experience positive emotions, and yes, even a smile. So it's not just about the taste or texture, it's about the novelty, the intrigue, the fun. This novelty can catch our attention and trigger positive responses in our brains because it's different from what we usually experience with solid foods. Beyond that, our brains have interesting connections between food and emotions. Food isn't just sustenance. It's also a source of comfort, celebration, and even nostalgia. We all have certain dishes that remind us of happy times or bring back fond memories. And this emotional connection to food isn't just a figment of our imagination. It's rooted in the intricate workings of our brain. When we eat foods we love, like Jell-O, our brain releases a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Now, dopamine is often referred to as the feel-good hormone. It's associated with feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. So when we dig into a bowl of Jell-O, our brains are flooded with dopamine, and we feel happy and content. And it's not just about the act of eating. Even the anticipation of eating Jell-O can trigger this dopamine release. So every time you see a bowl of this jiggly treat, your brain is preparing for a little joy ride. Positive associations with certain foods can trigger the release of feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine, making us feel happy and content. So, there you have it. We've explored the multiple facets that make Jell-O more than just a dessert. It's a sensory delight, a jiggling, wobbling wonder that tickles our senses and amuses our brains. It's a trip down memory lane, a vibrant, sweet reminder of childhood fun, family gatherings, and carefree moments. It's a novelty, an odd yet charming break from the usual solid foods that we encounter daily. And finally, it's an emotional experience, a food that can trigger happy memories and release feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine. Each spoonful of Jell-O is a cocktail of sensory stimulation, nostalgia, novelty, and positive emotional associations. So next time you're enjoying a wobbly bowl of Jell-O, remember, there's more to that jiggling dessert than meets the eye. Thanks for watching, and keep smiling.